It is exactly what the anti-Trumpers were waiting for. Someone who has been on the deep inside to come forth and rip the lid off what really goes on inside Trump Tower and the mind of the mad genius himself. But wait, is it real? Was she ever in a position to know so much? And whom should we believe? Believe this, Hillary Clinton's lead is fading. Bernie Sanders is whacking at her heels, and there is no way she can shake him. Now Bernie and his people have a plan to get to those all-important superdelegates, which could leave Hillary helpless come Philadelphia. Here's one that will stick in a lot of throats like a brick. Hillary is the only candidate seen by some world leaders as having the necessary foreign policy experience to lead and negotiate. But should she not be residing in the White House, which of the other global neophytes will they trust? Hey, trust in this. The time has come to reveal why talking to reality TV stars is necessary to decide who will be the next POTUS. Think about the end of days, and you'll understand in telling it like it is. Seek the truth, don't fear the facts, and question everything. I'm Ed Berliner. This is The Hard Line for Tuesday, March 29th, 2016.
I told him, I said, you should never settle this case. You should go all the way. I think they've really hurt a very good person. And I know it'd be very easy for me to discard people. I don't discard people. I stay with people. That's why I stay with this country. That's why I stay with a lot of people that are treated unfairly.
Let's get this right out front. Donald Trump is the leading Republican presidential candidate. He still remains the person with the easiest path to the nomination and has the rabid support of millions of Americans who see him as the only way to put this nation on track. But then let us ensure we balance it out with what's happening today. Donald Trump's support is slowly eroding. He was taken to school by an anti-Trump radio talker this week. There is absolutely no evidence whatsoever Ted Cruz knew anything about the now infamous wife tweet. A person claiming to have worked in the Trump campaign has released a scathing letter allegedly revealing what goes on behind the scenes. And his fiercely loyal campaign manager has been busted for simple battery of a former reporter. The negatives keep building. There's a growing call for the candidate to walk away from petty manners and focus on his message. And even loyal Trumpers are beginning to wonder when or if this will actually occur. So let us dig in then with veteran political analyst and best-selling author of Power Grab, Obama's Dangerous Plan for a One-Party Nation, Dick Morris, joined by Reputation Management Consultants CEO and Washington Times contributor Eric Schiffer. Gentlemen, I want to thank you both for being with us. Dick, let me go ahead and begin with you. All the things that I just mentioned that are going on right now, everybody is watching. Donald Trump today comes out, wonders if he can then file some sort of a claim against the reporter involved in this situation and Corey Lewandowski, his campaign manager. We're talking about reputation here. Is it not fair to say that at this point in time, none of this will hurt Donald Trump with the people that love him, that want him in the White House? And maybe this is all just extra that we need to get away from. It's unnecessary to even talk about.
Oh, I don't think that's true at all. I think it will hurt him, particularly with women. I think that he has a very high negative among women. In all of the primaries, he's gotten twice as many male votes as female votes, according to the exit polling. And I think this is very damaging to him. I don't think that it's going to shake the Trump loyalists very much, but it is going to increase the sense of urgency of everybody else in defeating Trump. And I think this, combined with Scott Walker's endorsement today of Cruz, will drown out Kasich, focus votes on Cruz, lead to a thumping Cruz victory in Wisconsin, followed by one in Colorado. And that could really generate a momentum that could fundamentally change this race.
Okay, let's talk about a little momentum here. Eric, some groups are targeting the reputations of Ted Cruz and Donald Trump. We've all heard this. We've seen it. Unflattering photos on social media. Now, there's also Wisconsin conservative radio host Charlie Sykes. He went after Donald Trump to apologize to Ted Cruz for retweeting a picture of Cruz's wife. Trump refused. Here was the exchange.
Obviously, I failed in my effort to introduce you to Wisconsin and our tradition of civility and decency by getting an apology from you for Heidi Cruz or for what you said about Scott Walker.
Well, am I getting an apology by somebody that sent out a picture of my wife to everybody in the state of Utah?
All right, let's say this once again. There is no evidence Ted Cruz knew what was happening here. Donald Trump has an opportunity to be the bigger man, Eric, and basically say, look, let's get away from this. But no, I want an apology. From a reputation standpoint, is this the kind of thing? We're piling on here, I know, but this is all happening in the last 24 hours. So it's fair to say that this will catch up or may catch up to him sooner or later, not just with women, but with other people. Yes or no?
Well, look, I like Donald personally. I can tell you that it decimates him with women, unfortunately, for the Trump supporters, because I don't think he fundamentally understands women. I really don't. I think he is somewhat clueless, with all due respect to the women that could be supporters of him, and certainly some women that may be supporting but are thinking twice. This is just not a good move. Now, I understand it. I get why he wants to go this route, and it's largely because he associates strength with not apologizing. And frankly, I understand that, but women won't. And they will look at it as weak. They will look at it as being clueless, and it will hurt him. It will continue to hurt him.
All right, now let's look at a woman who actually had one of these pieces of news we talked about. A former strategist for a Donald Trump super PAC penned an open letter to voters. It was published on xojane.com, discussing why she can no longer support Donald Trump. She did an interview today, and here's the warning that she spit out. Here it is.
Substance to his policy. There is no there with him. He has the same lines in his stump speech about his polling numbers, about how great he is, and I don't see how that is the leader of the free world.
Hey, Dick, here we now have somebody who says that they were on the inside. They know what went on here, talked to themselves about being a communications director. The Trump campaign came right back and said she was never employed by us. She worked for a PAC which Mr. Trump disavowed and requested closure of via the FEC. They completely said she's totally irreputable. Can't take her for granted. Dick, here's the question, though. She's got a lot of information on the inside. What will this do, if anything? Is this the smoking gun that some members of the anti-Trump campaign were waiting for?
No. And I think the clip you played, you don't need inside knowledge. You just see him in debates where he keeps saying the same thing over and over again. And when challenged to bring out substance, like on health care, obviously really didn't have it. But I want to go back to the stupid photo controversy. We must bear in mind that Melania Trump was photographed naked because Donald Trump arranged it. This was they weren't married at the time, but this was a photo shoot on Trump's jet, obviously with Trump's approval, by a professional magazine, GQ, a professional photographer. So this was not just a question of some inadvertent naked photos that was sent out. These are photos where Donald, in effect, kind of said, "Hey, look at what I got," and put it all over the place. And then once in the public domain, then that Cruz PAC picked it up. And I think the whole episode, from the very beginning of it until the Lewandowski thing, you really come to see a side of Trump that I don't know personally, I've never seen, but is really kind of shocking.
Is that just it, maybe, Eric, that at this point Donald Trump figures that, along with what happened today with Corey Lewandowski, who was arrested, was charged with misdemeanor battery. Of course, he came right to his defense and said, look, the tape doesn't say it, nothing happened. And really, I got to tell you, from a reporter's standpoint, I can tell you, I've been in a lot of situations before where people get jostled, they get touched, they get rubbed, they get thrown. I mean, this stuff happens all the time. It's getting a little out of hand. But Eric, is it not fair to say that Donald Trump just figures at this point, I'll double down. I'll triple down. I don't care. Eric, you can say whatever you want. Newt Gingrich can warn me, say anything you want about women or anything else. This is what I am, and I've got to stay the way I am because I'll lose face with the people who love me in the first place.
Well, look, this was a Nixon strategy to deny. And I think that, unfortunately, it has secondary implications. And there's no question it's going to continue to have implications with women. It just will. And for him not to get that message. And I think, frankly, a lot of the people that are around him are scared of him, are not telling him the truth. And he has seen a pattern where he's been able to, with McCain and others, say whatever, and his poll numbers go up. And maybe he thinks that's going to continue. In this situation, when you continue to alienate the female vote, that's half the vote. I mean, forget about it. I think he's really playing a very dangerous game.
Dick, let's
Also,
go
you
ahead and
can't
talk
fire
about your
your
comments
campaign
where your article today talked about the Cruz path to the nomination. You said that Donald Trump's most likely the GOP nominee, but Ted Cruz has that path if he can win the key contest. Now, Dick, going off what Eric just said here and what a lot of people have said regarding the women vote, does Ted Cruz's route, if you will, become easier if the women of this country get enraged and start then going against Donald Trump? Is that part of this?
Yeah, certainly. And there's also the son of enraged, which is that Republican primary voters worry that women will vote for the female candidate, Hillary, against Trump, whereas they might not if some other Republican were running. But in terms of firing Corey Lewandowski, or whatever his name is, he can't fire him. He knows too much.
When you say that he knows too much, you really believe that if Donald Trump got rid of him, that would be the open volcano, if you will, to let people on the inside hear, and basically Donald says, I'm not going to let that get out there.
You got that right.
Hey, Eric, I got about 30 seconds left here. How fearful do you think Donald Trump is that between now and November, or at least between now and maybe the next month, something's going to come out that's really going to damage him? I don't think he's scared at all.
I think in the back of his mind, he certainly always, as a businessman, is looking at downsides, but I think it's pretty diluted. In fact, I think he really believes he's still going to be okay.
Donald Trump, acolyte. Go ahead, Dick.
Ed, if I could use one phrase about Donald Trump,
10 seconds.
I would quote Winston Churchill. He's a self-made man who worships his creator.
Which I think is pretty much what the young lady said who was with the Trump PAC campaign or allegedly was there as well. Dick Morris, Eric Schiffer, gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. Boy, the conversation gets better every day as we head closer towards November. Now, is there anyone about to become president that can be trusted by our allies? And let's be very clear about this. Trusted by the allies, but also feared by our enemies overseas. Question we'll tackle next on The Hardline.